Good morning, you guys. It's John here this morning. It's actually Christmas Eve, and I'm kind of feeling motivated to plant some things. So we should have planted these obviously a couple weeks ago, but we have LISIANTHUS that we want to get started and get grown out for the springtime. LISIANTHUS love hot temperatures, but they like a little bit of a cool period to get established, especially here in Arizona. So I'll give you guys a sneak peek of the container garden. We're out here enjoying this beautiful weather. It's about to be 72 degrees here on Christmas Eve, so can't complain about the weather here. So we're gonna grab our seed starting trays and get everything we need to get these LISIANTHUS ready to get planted. So we have our seed starting trays that we already filled up with some seed starting mix. This was the black gold mix that we use a lot in our seed starting trays. We just filled it up, soaked it overnight, so it's nice and saturated now. So we're gonna grab these 3 trays and bring them over to the lawn where we're going to sow these seeds. I don't know what it is, but I love sowing seeds. Just laying and sitting on the ground in the grass. It's just a really pretty space to plant some seeds and just kind of get into the earthy mode. I love actually just sitting in my lawn planting seeds. It's one of my favorite places to sow some seeds. So we're gonna pick a nice sunny spot, enjoy the beautiful weather, and plant these LISIANTHUS seeds. Look how tiny these seeds are. So they actually got pelleted LISIANTHUS seeds to make it a little bit easier to plant these beauties. Oh my gosh, Ridley. He just came out here and joined us today, you guys. Oh my gosh. So we got pelleted LISIANTHUS seeds that we'll be sprinkling on our soil. We surface sow them, so we just plant them right at the top. We got them from our supplier, our wholesale supplier, but we'll be having seeds for these in our TikTok shop coming up. We should have plugs available too for local, but these are the LISIANTHUS Juliet Blue, which was the gorgeous one we had in our stair-step bench. This is our stair-step bench earlier on this summer. So we're gonna plant these up, and I'll show you guys kind of how we do that with Renly here. So when we're sowing these seeds, they're super small. So we're gonna want to kind of try to get them in the middle of each cell right here. And we're putting 2 in each cell just because their germination is not the best. It's usually around like 50%. So by putting 2 in each cell, hopefully we have at least 1 that will germinate. So when we place them in the cells, we're literally just picking them up with our fingers and putting them in the middle here. I wish I had 3 hands, so I could show you guys how to do that. But we're just gonna sprinkle them in here. I'm gonna grab the camera stand and hopefully we can show you guys how we do that. We're gonna be finishing up planting these seeds, and I'll show you guys what we do after that. Okay, so we have all of the seeds planted. Some of them have more than 2 seeds in there, but honestly, that's okay. We'll thin them out, but we are going to give it a nice drink of water. I'll show you guys how we do that. Gotta turn on the hose. Yes, she leaks a little bit. The seeds don't need a lot of water since they already had a saturated seed starting mix before we started planting. The shower is just to help the seeds settle in the soil and get them nice and flush with the soil so that they can start growing a lot quicker. So we're gonna sprinkle with vermiculite, and then we're gonna put them up in the grow room. So this is the vermiculite we're using today. It's just a fine vermiculite. Really any vermiculite will do. You just wanna make sure it is a fine grade. This just helps protect plants from dampening off, from excess moisture. We do this with all of our seeds after we plant them. It's a great way to just help mitigate any like mold. Sometimes algae grows on top of the trays, and that's important, especially LISIANTHUS. They take so long to get going that anything you can do to help prevent any sort of algae or mold is a great option. So we're going to sprinkle it with vermiculite. Okay, so all I'm going to do is grab it with my hands. We're going to sprinkle it. Just a nice light layer as such. Doesn't have to be thick, just a nice sprinkle to coat all the cells. Okay, there we go. We'll make sure we get the edges. Beautiful. So we're gonna stack them here. We're not gonna lay them on top of each other, but we're gonna stack them and bring them up to our grow room. Y'all, I was looking at these cyclamen on the way to the seed room, and I just had to stop and deadhead them really quick. So we're doing that before heading upstairs. Look how pretty these are. I just love this pink this white and pink bicolor one. It's so pretty with the lighter pink, and then I guess this is more of a darker pink back here, and then this is more of like a purple pink. Lots of pastels back here, but all we do to deadhead them is we find these spent blooms and take the stem all the way back down to the base. Some of them have seed pods, like this is a seed pod of a cyclamen. And then this is a flower bud, so they kind of look different, the seed pod versus the flower bud. So you want to take the seed pod off so that they focus more energy on growing flowers and not the seeds. There we go. Now she looks nice and happy, cleaned up. Definitely need some of these humidity domes. Need to clean her out a little bit. All of these trays off with these humidity domes that we have here. Oop, that one doesn't fit. Perfect. And then we're gonna wait, you guys. This is really all we do. We have a timer set to go off. It's gonna be on for about 10 hours every single day. And then they'll turn off, but usually it takes quite a while for these Lisianthus to get started. Lisianthus take anywhere from about 100 to 120 days to really be able to transplant them into the garden. Germination takes about 3 weeks, so you won't see any signs of life in these plants for at least 3 weeks. So we are in it for the long haul, you guys. I'll definitely keep you updated on how these do, but just some tips for keeping these alive. Make sure you don't overwater them. They take a long time to dry out, so we probably won't even water these for at least another month until we take off the humidity dome. Once they germinate, we'll probably water them in very sparingly until they actually get established and get going. We don't want to overwater them. So anyways, if you guys have trouble germinating your Lisianthus, you are not alone. They have a very low germination rate, so that's why we planted 2, sometimes 3 seeds in each and every cell. We always have plugs available on our website for sale in the springtime, so definitely keep your eyes out for that, because I know they're super tricky. They're one of the tough things to grow. So we don't grow a lot of them. We actually buy in some of our Lisianthus, but we're growing some that we cannot find from our supplier. So these are the really gorgeous ones called Julia Blue that we use on all of our stair step ones. It's a dwarf variety, a dwarf double variety that only gets about 6 inches tall. So that's why we're using these. But Lisianthus are a beautiful cut flower. I love the champagne ones. Those are so pretty. We use them in all of our containers too in the summertime. So definitely a must grow flower if you want a beautiful flower that can take the heat. And it's just is really gorgeous. We use peony cages to support a lot of our Lisianthus in our containers, but you can use netting and all that stuff. So anyways, thanks for watching, you guys. I'll definitely keep you updated on how all of these grow out, and I will see you in the next video.